Hi, so glad you joined this class. You decided to take this class. This is the Power Flow class. Okay, I'm sure you probably know this because you signed up to this class. Uh, what I want to tell you, make sure you are warmed and ready to do this class. It's not going to be easy, probably, since the name of it is the power and the flow, the two things that actually are quite difficult to learn. But I try to find our search for combinations that are available for different kind of intermediate levels, for more advanced levels, and I will try to provide alternatives so you can achieve the combinations. So I prepared overall 3 combinations, but I will start with the 2 longer combinations so to make sure that we actually have time to do the last one as well. Hopefully we will have time if I won't talk too much and try to explain too much. What is the most thing that I love about power flow classes when I work out is that when you catch your groove, it's so much fun. When you're just flying around the pole and you're just moving in one flow and boom, boom, ba, and then surprise. And I really love it. It actually gives a lot of positive energy after workouts. But one thing, as the same as it can give you a lot of positive energy, fill you up with dopamine, it can also give you stress and anxiety because you feel that sometimes you are not good enough or sometimes it's difficult to learn something. What I want you to take from this class, fuck all of the negative thoughts, fuck the anxiety. We all are in the learning process. So even if you're able to do something, that's already a victory. You don't have to be able to do all the combinations in one class. You don't have to be able to do all of the combination even. You always can take some parts out of it and have fun with it, okay? So hopefully you will get yourself loaded with positive energy after this class. And we will start with the first combo. I put this combo in my stories. If you already saw this, you probably know what's going to happen. I am warm, I am ready, so I will show you the combination, and then I'm going to break it down to you. Okay? Okay. So, I have to remember the combination, sorry. La la la, we go there, we get up. Yeah, okay, I'm good. So, okay, prepare yourselves. I hope I'm not gonna go outside the camera. Ample. Yeah. So this is the whole combo. Ooh, it's so weird to do it in silence. I'm always used to loud music when I'm training. So don't worry, you will have variations. And like here, it feels like I'm not high enough. That's also good if your pole is shorter or you don't get high enough on the pole. I will also provide a variation how to complete this combo and make it look awesome. So we are gonna start. We have 4 difficult parts in this combination, which is almost the whole combo. And the first one is the regripping and spinning into a back hook. Before we go to regripping, we're gonna do the back hook spin and we'll try to go in a nice rotational inward while we're doing this. So I'm gonna show you this and then I'm gonna break it down. So the back hook spin and the invert. Boom. So since we are quite low in a back hook, it feels like we don't have to hold the back hook spin. So if you're going to end up doing this without the regripping, it's quite all right, okay? We are all different levels, so you can just skip the regripping afterwards if you won't be able to accomplish it. So zero stress. You will be still able to do this like this. But The first thing we have to create rotation. I'm making a step with the outside leg. The inside leg is high, and I'm going to shift my weight forward like this. Shift the weight, and now the inside leg becomes the swinging leg, and let it swing. Okay, I'm sure this is quite understanding. So you're not swinging as much as you're just trying to push, pull away from the pole, and just shift your weight forward. Put your center weight forward when you're trying to do this, okay? And you will have a nice starting rotation, and it will actually feel a lot easier when you will do the invert, okay? So you're gonna shift your weight forward, boom, catch the pole, boom, go into your back hook, okay? I'm gonna check it if the sound is okay. I forgot to check it. I always check it. So, oh no, it should be okay. Okay, so that's the first step. Next step is once you're doing this back hook and you're spinning nice, you have to understand how we're doing the invert. So once we'll go, I will show you from here. La 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 la. Catch the pole and you start to turn. Now you hook the leg for quite a second. So just hook, and at that time when you hook the leg, you already have to start to think about accomplishing your invert. And that is where the other leg chimes in. So when you hook the leg, you were here. Imagine that I hooked the leg. I'm now starting to move my front here. So from this position, when my torso is close to the pole, once I'm opened up the hip, once it's opened up here, not here, but here, I'm starting to lean away from the pole as much as I can and work with that hip flexor by holding the leg at the highest point where I can hold and just trying to follow the leg. Okay, so you are here. Okay, you are already hooked the leg. Imagine that I spin and hook the leg. Now here, there's a little rotation in the joint that you have to accomplish before you start to lift up. So the joint open ups, the hip joint opens, open up. Okay, open up your hip joint. So, and it goes boom. But I'm starting to open it up, not here when the leg is closed. It's here, open, open, here, and boom, this slight rotation. And that is where you just have to hold the leg as high as you can. You don't have to lift it up to your ear. All you need to do is rotate and hold, like you're lifting up legs here. Knee looks up, the hip is open. The same you have to do here. You just have to hold in a static position, because the leg here will do the hard work. So you go boom, go away from the pole, and look at your leg and follow your leg. Follow, follow, follow. And let it pull your butt up. So I'm not trying to pull up with my hands. I'm trying to move up with the help of my outside leg. That used to be my inside leg. But because I'm going in the back hook position, okay, I will try to show you this slowly. I think from here. So making a step, leaning forward, opening up, hook, and boom. Ah, yes. So the hooking leg, once you hook it, keep it bent. Keep it bent. And once you're starting to shift your weight, now you're going here through your side. You're not going back, okay? Imagine that you're trying to travel through outside. Here, you're following your leg with this part. Open up your chest. You're trying to follow your leg. Follow, follow, follow. Okay, and the other leg is bent and close, because from this position in the hook, when you will start to shift your weight, your knee will go closer to you here. See? And if you have a rotation, if you have momentum, it will be a lot more easier. Therefore, starting with a step and turn and swinging, creating a little bit more momentum will actually help you to move into your rotational invert. So once more, step, shift weight, boom, ra, hook. Okay? So the more you're spinning, the easier it is. The less you're spinning, the more you have to work with your strength. Okay? And that is not what I want to do when I'm doing my power flow. What's the main thing of the power flow is each movement complements the next movement. That's why it's the flow. You're trying to put all of those pieces together so they look fluent, like they belong together. Okay? Not like I'm moving from trick blah, 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 into another trick. I want to move from one move to the other move. And once you have the momentum, the rotation, the speed, it looks even more fluent. And sometimes it can be very fast if you have a lot of momentum. Sometimes not so fast. It doesn't matter. Power flow is not about so much about how fast you're doing things, but more about how fluent you're moving through your transitions while you're having a momentum. For me, this is how I feel the power flow. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean that you have to put a powerful spin and then move into a drop. You actually, the most important thing is to combine this. So therefore, I want you to combine this back hook with an invert, like they belong together. They have been searching for all of their lives to be together. So, and the step is also a part of their relationship. Okay. So the step, turn, spin, open, look at the leg, follow the leg. Turn yourself a little bit away from the pole and bend the inside leg, bra, and hook. And if you feel like you're still not high enough, you can always slide your hands a little bit. Okay. Once you have this inside leg bend, you have the extra grip to make sure that you can slide here your hands and then hook the leg. This is also a nice tip, what I learned from Marlo Fiskin, that you can always slide your hands if the inside leg is bent. It gives the extra grip in your side and in your thigh, and therefore you feel safer to shift your weight a little bit more back because you're letting your hand slide and your butt comes up and you can hook the pole without doing this 100 times thing, okay, with the knee. Okay, moving forward. Hopefully this is good. We're moving forward to regripping part. Okay. Regripping. That's a nice subject. I like it. I already talked about it a lot in the power spins class in this month, and also in the biomechanics of power spins class, which was in January. But I will try to remember all the stuff I said to go once more. So for regripping and for any kind of spins, you have to use both legs. The stepping leg is important and the swinging leg is important. The stepping leg is creating a push from the floor and the swinging leg is giving you speed or momentum. So to do that, you have to kind of practice a little bit. Step, push from the inside leg and swing at the same time. Step, push, swing. Step, push, swing. So I'm not doing so much of a work just with the swinging leg, because once I exclude the inside leg, I will try to not push from it, see what happens. I have momentum, but it doesn't feel enough. But once I use this leg, I'm pushing myself forward and away with the help of the spring. So the inside leg is very important. You have to push off from it. Therefore, if you have socks, ditch the fucking socks. Who comes to a pole class with socks? Oh, sorry, I have a fetish about this. I really hate when girls in my classes, students are wearing socks in a power spin class because they are not reliable. Okay, they will slide. They don't help you to push up from the floor. You don't feel what your feet are doing and how your balance is working. Sometimes even because socks are sliding. Sometimes for dancing it come in handy, but for if you're talking about spins, power spins, it's dangerous to wear socks. So please do not wear socks because you need to feel the push. Even if the leg is sweaty, the foot is sweaty. Sometimes when my foot is sweaty, I cannot feel the push. And I feel all of the spin is already fucked up because my foot is sweating. So I'm cleaning the foot so the foot is not sweating so I can actually push up from that inside leg and at the same time swing the outside leg. And the swing comes from behind here. When you're trying to hit someone, not that you're doing this, not that I'm saying that you should, but imagine you would want to hit someone that is approximately at your height, for example. It doesn't matter, actually, I'm digging too deep, but just imagine, would you hit like this or would you hit like this? You probably would hit through the side so it comes more unexpected because like this, you would not be able to do anything to the person. It would just catch your leg and boom, go away. So therefore, from behind, always, when you're talking about creating big spins, the swing is the thing that actually helps you do it combined with the push from the inside leg. And once you're swinging the leg, we're not trying to break our back. I'm letting my torso move forward. Therefore, you are creating not only a swing, you are shifting your weight forward. You're already center of mass forward. You're already creating the movement just by shifting your weight. Once you're putting in the leg, which should be straight, because if you're swinging a bent leg, you're not connecting much with your glutes and with the upper body. So therefore, the swinging leg has to be straight because we want to connect with our glutes and with our upper body to actually fly. You want all of this, what you have, to fly. And it will not lift up from the air without the effort. So you have to put in the effort. Step, swing. Why I'm talking about this so much? Because I know at some point when we will go further, you will forget about this because you will start to think about lots of other stuff and you will forget about these little details. That's why I'm talking so much. So they become annoying, and you just shut the fuck up. Why are you talking so much? So try to remember step, push, swing, lean forward, center of mass forward. Okay. Now, once we got that clear, next thing, once you take your hand high and you want to regrip the other hand, you want to regrip the hand and want to stay in more or less this position. So this hand, the one that was here, now is here. So you're like this, because otherwise, if they're both straight, you won't manage to regrip anymore. You want to stay in control to actually be able to regrip once more. Therefore, this is why we need the push to create a movement up as well. So you can push yourself forward, create parallel waves when you're talking about the power spins. For example, I'm pushing myself forward. And see, I'm going boo, boo, boo. Little parallel waves. Or you can create pa, pa, just with the running around the pole. Pa, pa, pa. Okay, this is how you're creating big waves. And once you're talking about regripping, probably mostly you will need the big waves. So therefore, the inside leg is pushing and jumping. So you kind of have to be able to jump as well while you're pushing and swinging. So once you take the hand high, you want to do regripping and actually move up. Of course, for some of the students who still don't catch this technique yet, I suggest to take the hand lower. Therefore, the regripping hand is right here, and the hand that was the first one, boom, is right there. So you're kind of making just little steps. This you can do if you're not able to jump and regrip. Okay, regrip so the lower hand, the inside hand stays bent in 90 degrees. As I have said before, the biceps muscle is strongest, the one that's doing the flexion. This one, okay, is the strongest when it's in more or less a 90-degree position. It can go a little bit here, it can go a little bit here, but once it's here, it's not that strong enough. Once it's here, it's not flexing, it's not doing anything. So you have to maintain the inside hand 90 degrees, maybe a little bit closer so you feel more controlled with the flexing biceps, because that is the thing that helps you regrip and go up, not your shoulders. Okay, posture is important. You're working with your hands. Okay, therefore you need to create this jump so it's easy. I'm not pulling up when I'm regripping. I'm jumping up, and therefore this is zero effort. I just run and jump, and woo, I have a lot of momentum. So start with just regripping the left hand. Step, swing, boom. Step, swing, boom. If you want a little bit more momentum, do a couple of runs. I don't suggest to run too much, okay, so you don't lose all your power and the hand already slid low. I suggest 2 runs on the third jump or 1 run on the second jump, okay? I'll do 2 runs, for example. Just regrip the left hand. So we go 1, 2, boom. Okay. Next step, once you got here, all you need to do is be fast. So you create boom, right away, bah. Okay, and the right hand, the one you started with, maybe you start with the left, then this is the left, the inside hand stays above in the end. And that is the moment where you need to turn into your back hook. Okay, so put a little bit of a rhythm on it. You go pa, 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 jump, pa, pa. Okay, it's kind of fast. The faster you do this, the easier it's going to be for you. Okay, so you can do it without the runs or with the runs. If you do it with the runs, you will feel that you have a lot of momentum, and sometimes it feels difficult to turn into your back hook because it gives you a lot of this pull away from the pole because you're spinning really fast. But it depends. I suggest you try both ways, see which works better for you. Okay, so I'm going to do 1, 2, pa, pa, turn, boom. Yes, and the same technique applies. Once you turn into your back hook, right away the leg opens up, and it's leading the way to your invert and hook. Okay, moving forward. Remember, if you're not able to regrip, you can always take the hands lower, okay, and do small steps. Make sure you don't lose your momentum while you're in your hook. Right away, open up the leg. The leg continues the movement. It continues the rotation so you don't stop. If you're gonna boom, stays too long into your back hook, you will lose your rotation. You will lose the speed. And then the invert will feel like you have to go up from 0, and probably it will not rotate. If you would want it to rotate from a 0 point, you have to create again a full range of motion movement with your leg to make your body move again. Okay, so use that force which came from the spin and put it into an invert, and it will feel a lot more easier. Okay, as I said before, connect. All of these moves are meant to be together. Okay, so next part, which is the difficult part, is switching one knee to the other knee once we move into an invert. So you can practice this a little bit, the regripping, the turning into back hook, the rotational invert. But I will move forward because we have a few more combinations to do today as well. So I'm going to show you just with the invert. Once you are in your outside leg hook here, and we want to change the other knee, we re-grip the lower hand here and imagine that you're moving into your butterfly. So push from the hand and squeeze the paw with your knees and just move your hips to the other side. Yes. So you're kind of imagine in this position, head down, and you want to hook your right knee. It means you have to move to your left. You want to hook your left knee, it means you have to move to the right. So it's about where you move your butt. And you don't have to be able to do handsprings to do this because you're holding with your right legs. But what you need to do is still push from that lower hand. Use that hand. It's pushing, okay? So I always here, I have contact with the knees, with the paw. I do not let go, okay? I want to show this a little bit closer. For example, here. Not sure. Yeah. So you hooked, push, and move your head next to the paw. Now you see I squeeze the paw with my knees, move the butt, and the other leg is squeezing the paw so I can let go the hand and come up. Okay? So it's more about the squeeze, the paw, and you have to know where you want your butt to move. So, but it's quite easy to understand that because you have one knee, you just need to hook the other knee. So after that, we have one more thing what I want to do separately before we connect and move to the ending part. It's the rotation. So you hook the other knee and you came up like this. Now here, this hand, the lower one, will push away from the paw. And I will try to move here, down, while lifting the other hip up. So if my upper body moves down, the hip wants to lift up, okay? It's connected. So let the hip go up. The more to parallel you will go, the easier for you is going to be rotate, okay? So this hand will push away. And the leg, the knee leg, okay, it's pushing into the paw. I'm trying to still connect with the paw with this leg. And once you're starting to lean and push and lift up, you will see that you're starting to create a spin. A lean to the side, push the leg into the paw, push away from the hand, and lift up, and show with your hip where you want to go. I like to bend the upper leg a little bit to give myself a little bit more speed. And at the end, before I'm sitting down onto the pole, I extend it. So you are here, push, lean, boom, and you will sit. Okay? So we need to connect this little thing, okay? So If you're bad at regripping, just do a back hook spin into an invert. Nothing else changes. The knee switch is, it's not that difficult as it might seem. You just have to push away from the hand. Remember to squeeze the pole with your knees and just shift to one or the other side your butt. And once you're coming up, the other leg that is not into the knee, it's still squeezing into the pole. So I can let go the hand and regrip it. And I'm gonna regrip it higher up, come up and finish with this rotational sequence. And I'm going to try to show you slowly all of it. Okay. So we're going ba, 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 ba. Hand, push, squeeze, knee. And goes, pushes, coming up. And push, lean, sit. Yes. And this is almost all the first combo. So, okay, we have become to the ending part. Just remember the shifting weight and the pushing leg, and just wait for it till it becomes. So do not finish the movement until you actually feel the rotation start. Okay. Next thing, once you sit, I already sit and stay at the same time and bend the lower leg. So I'm in this kind of position once I finish the move. The inside hand stays up. Is the same hand here. Pra, 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 pra. And I leave the same hip up. This is how I sit. And hands do not change. Now, two options here. One flare or two flares. So if your pole is short or you're starting without the regripping invert, okay, then probably you will not manage to do two of them because you don't have enough of space here. Okay, the pole will just end. So therefore we start with one. How to accomplish this path. Okay, now here it's a lot of hip work, and swinging. Nothing, you will not accomplish the good open legs without that. So sit down, you have contact with the knee, with the lower knee, and see this leg comes with a full range of motion. So it comes from front to behind. So the leg is doing full range of motion. Meanwhile, the lower knee, I feel connected with the lower knee. It has gripped into the pole, so I don't have this feeling that I'm holding just with my hands. But my hands are holding strong. Upper one is pulling, lower one is pushing to maintain the position. Okay, so the leg can actually do a full range of motion while the lower knee helps you to hold. And I'm shifted to the side as much as I can to just create a wider movement. And once you do this with force, with an effort, it kind of feels natural that you want to just pop your hips to the front of the pole. And that's usually the most scariest part for everyone because you have to let go this hand once you're doing this. This hand now, once you're trying to do, if you have done reverse grab, this is almost the same, similar. You're trying to move your hips up in front of the pole and open your legs, okay? And that's the part where you have to let go this hand and start to turn towards this hand and move into the pole and drop. This is if you're doing just one of these drops, okay? So let's try to do this onto the floor. Just the swing and pushing in front of the pole and letting go the hand. You will land onto the floor, so don't be scared. Okay? You go pa, pa. Okay, that's a start. So next thing, what you want to do not to land like this, once you try to create a movement, you probably feel that you don't have enough strength to do this nice, but you actually do. You just need to connect. So once you're here, now you're going to turn, let go the hand. Now you're going to turn right away and catch the pole. Okay, let's combine. And poof. Okay. Probably you maybe someone hit their hip. Okay, be sure that you actually help with the other hand not to break your hip or your ribs. It shouldn't happen, but it's just not very comfortable when this happens. Not that you're going to break anything here. You're still too low and you don't have the force, so you're not flying like 3 meters away from the pole. So one more thing now, actually, to create the turn. The further away you go from the pole and opening your legs, the more you're opening your legs with a bigger force, the faster you're going to turn. And we need to turn fast. And that's why once I see when it's like you're not managing to do the turn because you actually have to fly in front of the pole. I'm going to show you this from the side so you can see that you actually have to fly in front. Next thing, you have to fly up to turn and land safely. Because if your butt is too low and you still turn, you might just hit the pole and it will not feel comfortable, first of all. And second of all, it will be difficult for you to catch the pole with your legs right away because you're not in this position. To create a lower position, your butt has to come higher up. So the higher up the butt goes, see, the easier the turn feels. And to do that, once you're opening up legs, full range of motion, opening up legs, you have to let your upper body move back a little bit so you create the height. If you're staying like this and you're opening up the legs, it's going to be difficult. You have to let yourself move a little bit back so you can open your legs wider. As I have said before, you can open your legs here or here. Sorry. And once you're in this position, first of all, you can open them wider and it feels more comfortable than here sitting. Okay? So the same thing actually has to happen when you're flying. You just have to focus full range of motion. Here, when you're letting your legs fly, you're just trying to shift back a little bit. Shift, and the pole will feel actually closer because you're already here and the pole is right there. And you catch the pole and finish your turn. And boom, let go the hands and you're having a drop. So let's try to do this separately. I'm going to climb a little bit up. Hand is high and boom, boom, boom. Yes, that's it. Boom, boom, turn. So let's try to connect this. We're gripping invert with the spin, with the leg leaning to the side, hooking the leg, kind of in a butterfly position, switching the knees, coming up, pushing off, rotating, staying in the same side, and the leg, pa, pa, drop. Okay? So, to motivate you a little bit, what I usually do when I want to put things together and I feel that I don't have enough strength or I'm not going to do this, I put on music. something that kind of uplifts me, makes me feel. Sometimes it's some hardcore stuff, sometimes it's some kind of, I don't know, crazy music. Today I have my groove. I will turn on my groove. I will do the combination with you guys together, and then I'm going to move forward. This is my jam today, okay? Music helps a lot. First of all, because you have rhythm. Work in a rhythm. Nice. So, I hope you understood how to accomplish at least part of this combo. I have to finish this combination up with the last part with the second drop, okay? So, you go here, boom, here. And if you want to do the second flare, okay, you have to push yourself back. So you're staying in this position. You have to push yourself back. You turn, grab the hand, create one more flare, pull, catch the pole, and drop. So I'm going to show you just this all together, and then I'm going to try to explain. Okay? Again, when this song is on, I'm like, I want a boogie, but we still have work to do. Okay, so you ended up here. We go one, we go back from here, two, turn, and drop. So the second one always feels harder because it's usually not on the comfortable hand, first of all. And that's why it feels like you're not pushing yourself forward enough to complete a nice good turn. Sometimes even, sometimes I fail at this quite often. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do this pretty today, but I will try. I will definitely try. So the thing what you need to get you back again is the force. So once you hit the ball to the floor, it kicks up. So this is what we want to do here. Once you go here, you want to create this energy what you put here, because here is a lot of energy, pull, turn, and complete the turn back right away. First of all, right away. Do not hesitate here. Next thing what can add and help is the pulling closer legs motion. So once you move here, your legs will open probably, and you want to help with the legs by pulling them closer and helping you turn. Grip the hand and turn, boom. And while you're turning, you still have to open up the legs to help you turn completely to finish your drop. That's why the opening legs up again has to work in the same manner as we talked about before. Okay, so start with the first one. Go pa, pa, open, and boom. This is how I started to learn this. I opened up and I felt that I don't have enough of force to finish the turn. And therefore, what was my problem, it might be also your problem, trouble to finish the turn very quickly, is again try to shift, wait, and turn right away. Let go once you see that your legs are already close to the pole, to kind of give this a little bit of a drop. Yeah? So I'm not sure how well I explained this whole combination. Usually I teach these kind of combos to my students for weeks. Uh, so sometimes it's in one class, it's a lot thing to do. That's why take some parts, work on some parts separately and slowly connect them, turn on your jam and try to put as much as you can together. And the music adds up because once the music is on, it has to be a song you like, a song that turns you on. You create a little bit of adrenaline, and that always helps to actually finish the combination because the music is on and you kind of, fuck, I can do this, I can do this. You're kind of self-motivating yourself with the help of the adrenaline. And adrenaline is good in these kind of situations. It's very good because it helps you finish something which you probably feel that you kind of could not do, which you could, but you just need a little bit of a push. And music helps a lot. And I like that it puts on the rhythm. You start to do things in a rhythm, which helps for the flow. So now, once more, we were here, pa, right away, pa, open, and turn. This is how I started. Now I'm going to try to do this without, actually finishing with a drop. And you'll see how fast I'm actually trying to turn in that last second one to actually finish with a drop. And we go boom, 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 drop. Yes. Whew. Ah, this is a nice sequence. So, okay, I'll put on my jam once more and we will go through all the combination together once more. Do as much as you can, as far as you can. Skip something, rest if you need, or do a little part of the combination, okay? But once more together and then we're moving forward. Ready? Okay, fun time is over. So, moving on to the next combination, to the second one. Whew. Okay. As well, here you will have one variation, one option what you can do if you will not be able to do the start of it. Okay? So, here we go. Here we go. rotate, boom, 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 Scorpio, rotate, and split. Whew. Sorry, I feel old. And these parts, I feel so freaking old. Okay. Moving further, we have to start with the spin. I hope you're a fan of cup grips because I love cup grip spins. Those are my favorite kind. Cup grips spins, the cup grip is safe in a spin once you actually have a momentum. Here in this spin, you have to start to create more parallel waves. So if you're running around the pole here, what you will probably do to create normal kind of more or less parallel flying position, you need to run around the pole. So here, each run will feel like the leg is pulling you away to create that momentum. Now, it's not a magic thing what's happening here. It's just you run until you actually fly. That's it. So that's why you usually probably see when it's about cup grips, everyone runs around the pole to create that pull, that drag away from the pole, first of all. And second of all, to kind of get to that parallel position because it actually feels the safest once we are flying in a cup grip spin. So I'm starting with the left hand because I want my right hand to be above, but of course you have to do both hands, okay? And so you're going to just pull, boom, everything what we talked in the previous spin, the same push, the same swing. You're just not trying to create the movement up, you're trying to create the movement pulling, pulling, pulling. Grab the pole and fly. That's it. And once you're flying, do not let yourself fall into your shoulders. Maintain a nice, good posture, strong core, legs together and straight. Okay, do not fall from your hips. Once your shoulders break, your lower body will break. So here, once you're flying, maintain a nice, good position. Next thing, if you will have momentum, you will be surprised how easy this is. This is just running around the pole and trying to create. I don't have a lot of space here. Therefore, I know if you don't have a lot of space at home, if you're training at home, therefore you might need a little bit more of a running around the pole. If you have space, you can create with few runs the momentum you need. As you can see, I cannot do that here. So I'm just going to run a little bit longer around the pole to create the momentum I need. Next thing, once you're flying here, what you probably didn't see is that I'm putting my elbow onto the pole once I flew a little bit and showed everyone that I can fly, okay, I'm putting my elbow to the pole and tucking my knees in. Yes, because the drag is strong and the elbow will help you to kind of come back together before you put the leg onto the pole into your reiko. Okay? So let's try to do the running and flying and just think about putting the elbow afterwards on the pole. Okay? So we go a couple of runs, pulling away from the pole, fly, elbow, tap. This is how you can start to train elbow. I might slide the hand a little bit down. So as you saw, my spin was quite low here because I did a lot of running, so my hand slid. That can happen as well. So I put the elbow, the hand might slide a little bit down, pulling knees together and starting to turn to the pole. And you will put onto the pole the lower hand leg. So my lower hand leg is the left one, and that's the leg that I'm putting on to the pole. Okay, so next thing, I'm putting the leg on the soft part. I'm not trying to put on onto the fingers, onto the toes, because right away, once the leg is onto the pole, you want to push from that leg. So you probably will want to put the leg like this, okay, like this, and right away push, and while you still have momentum, turn up. Just turn your butt up, shift your weight. So if you're having trouble with Reiko split, probably this will seem very dangerous to you. So just practice your Reiko split. Remember, Reiko split is more about the positioning and less about flexibility. So if those people who tell me, I don't have the middle split, I cannot do the Reiko split, it's not because of that. Or I don't have the front split. It's more about, yes, you have to have some kind of flexibility in your hamstrings to actually be able to straighten your back in this position. If your back is rounded, it means your leg has to go lower, because nothing can happen, nothing good can happen once you're moving in strength for a strength move, even in speed, even more in speed with a rounded back. You cannot engage nothing over there. Your posture is fucked up. Back is straight, so you can actually work with your upper back, engage what you need to engage. Leg can actually push, and then you just shift the weight. You just turn. And once you have momentum and a little bit of speed, turn and hook the leg if you can, of course. But the hardest part is actually put the leg onto the pole while we're spinning. So the spinning here, the elbow here, tuck, leg, and now my elbow hand, of course I have to let it extend to push away. Yes, and what's the weird part here is that the upper hand will stay in cup grip. So you're gonna do your Reiko split with a cup grip upper hand, but that actually changes nothing. That changes nothing. It might feel a little bit different, but it changes nothing. The same technique applies. You just move closer to your lower leg. So once your upper body moves down, the hip moves up. Okay, that's the technique of your Reiko. You want your upper body move down so the hip can move up, because you have to hook the leg. See how low I was? And the shifting weight feels like once you shift your weight, I could be able even to look back at the camera, at you. Boom. I don't even need to pull myself up, just because I just moved my torso down. And the hip, you have to let the hip come up. So, okay, that's about the Reiko split. Now let's try to spin and put the leg onto the pole. And once it's onto the pole, you push away and do a nice Reiko split position, okay? Let's try to do this. And we go running with the pulling, flying, elbow, tuck, boom. Yes. Elbow, tuck, push. And it actually should feel not that hard. If you're not too low. If you're flying too low here, once you will put the legs closer, it will feel like you don't have the possibility to put the leg high enough to push off from the pole. And of course, once you're pushing off from the pole, you're kind of going to lose a little bit of your momentum. And I don't like that I created a lot of momentum here, and now I'm gonna go into my Reiko and push. I'm gonna stop. So therefore, once you're pushing, boom, straight leg, right away, I'm tilting and boom, lifting up. So I don't lose the momentum I created. So I still spin. So I keep spinning. Okay? So let's try to add this. We go running, pull, fly, elbow, tuck, push and up. Yes. And this is how you can still maintain turning while just not missing out on the next thing you have to do to accomplish that rotation. So the rotation continues, okay? For those of you who feel that this is fucked up, I cannot spin in cup grip, this is not for me, you can just go up from your Reiko split, okay? Either way, if your Reiko split sucks, you can just do an inverse. You always have possibilities how to go up. So, and if you're doing just the Reiko split without the spinning around the pole, of course it will not look as cool. Of course, I just like flying, but you can also create a little bit of a rotation when you go up. But once you're doing your Reiko just from the floor, your rotation will come with the help of this leg. So this leg, boom, pa, ra, pa. The outside leg creates the motion. Yes, you probably have tried this movement. So you're kind of pulling and opening and then extending. And that will give you a little bit of a more momentum. So you go pra. See? See? It gives a little bit of a rotation already. Let's try this. Pra. Yes. With the leg. With the pra. Okay? So, and of course you can add a little bit more if you create a little bit of a push from this leg. So you push, and here you're creating, I'm just pushing. I stepped and pushed from the leg to create a little bit of more momentum. So you have two options here, with spinning or without the spinning, whatever you like. So the next part, what I want to do separately, is this going up. Okay, all you need to hook is here the inside leg, the inside foot, the inside. Okay, the inside of the foot. So to do that, again, you want your hips to come up. You have to let your upper body go down. Once you're doing this from the floor, you can help with a little bit of a jump. But if you're doing this up, you have to create this force with your hips, with your core and your hips, to kind of push yourself up a little bit easier, to give that first starting motion. And you have to you really have to move down with your upper back. You have to think about it. With the upper body moves down, and you will be able to hook the leg. A little bit of force here, a little bit of movement there, and you will be able to hook. Now here, once you hook the inside leg, you have to slide the inside hand down, move down, regrip the pole, push away and open up here. And I'm creating a momentum and moving into a Scorpio. So here in this when you need rotation. Otherwise, it feels like you're falling into your Scorpio. You want to rotate into your Scorpio. Once you have the grip in your thigh, once you feel the thigh touch the pole, you can regrip the upper hand and hook in your Scorpio position. That's it. That's it. Trying this separately, okay? This is how combinations work. You work on each part separately long enough so you can put them all together. So you're going up, hooking the inside leg, okay? I'm gonna show you maybe a little bit closer. I'm not sure if you can see the leg. Oh, sorry. Like this. So you're here. So you put the hand onto your lower back and squeeze the pole into your armpit, into your biceps, okay? Squeeze. See, I'm already moving down with my upper body. And boom. Slide down, regrip the lower hand, push, open up, and then start to rotate. Okay? Okay. I'm gonna put this closer so you can see details. Boom. The inside of the leg, slide, let go, push, open up, boom. Leg went to the pole, regrip the hand, flatline Scorpio. Let the lower hand stay onto the pole. Okay, you want to end up in a flatline Scorpio. So therefore, the inside hand stays onto the pole. Yes. So, okay. We have more or less 10 minutes. And I'm almost done. So, once more, jump, boom, slide, boom, push, boom, boom, flatline Scorpio. Now the last ending part, if you want to end up in your split, you have to start to create rotation here with the leg. Leg starts to create rotation. Let go the upper hand. You're gonna grip the hand here and just gonna jump into your split. And that is it. One more tip about this. I'm helping to create the rotation with the lower hand. So this hand is turning in and I'm kind of pushing out to create a little bit more rotation. So the hand is kind of turning, the lower one, with the leg. And therefore it looks more of a rotation, less of a struggle to rotate. Look here. See the hand, what it does. It's turning, it's turning, it's turning, gripping, and boom. The outside leg that does a swing is the one that's going to end up in the front. So it's my right leg that does the swing. So I'm jumping in my right split. So we need to start to connect slowly. Okay, either way you're doing with spin or without the spin, with the rake or split, just It depends on you. I'm gonna do it with the spin because this is how I intended this combination to look in the end, which can be whenever. So, okay, let's go. You go running, creating, and flying, elbow, boom, up, hook. Now here, this leg moves from foot to here. And I want to continue my rotation. Open up with this hand. Go, go into your skater. Grip the hands, push, and yes, I slid my hand right away, move down, and push, head moves through with the shoulder, boom, Scorpio. Leg and the hand, the leg and the hand. Turn, 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 boom. And this is how you can manage to end up where you want to end up in your split position with the turning, with the hand, with the lower hand. It kind of helps a lot. Whew. So if you're having trouble with this part, I have seen my students push off from the pole as well. I have seen that they put the leg onto the pole and push off from it. You can try that. Maybe that helps you. But I make sure you're leaning back and pulling the pole into your armpit, and you're kind of creating this intention with help of your glutes and your abs. You push yourself up, and right away just think about, I'm going down, and you will see that it's actually quite easy to hook the leg. I have taught this to a beginner level, actually, this separate element, and almost all of the classes did this. I just wanted to do an experiment to teach something more difficult to a beginner and see how it goes. And I just gave them enough time, one class, and almost all of them hooked the inside leg. You just have to think, put in the effort with the hook, with the going back and with the hook. And if no, you can always practice this onto the floor. Okay, so, and the Reiko split is always difficult unless you're actually practicing it a lot more. So, and everything else, I think here was kind of okay. You just need to trust the momentum once you move from this position to kind of your handspring. You're not in your handspring because you have the help of your foot. Just open up the other leg and let it move slowly towards the pole. So it goes onto the pole and you move into your flat line Scorpio. And afterwards, work with the lower hand, with the leg, grip the pole and jump into the split. Yes. So again, I'm going to put on my groove song today and do this with you guys together a couple of times. So it's more fun that way. Go as far as you can. Do your own variations, okay? Are you ready? Let's So, whew. I hope you can do at least a part of it, okay? I I will do this once more. I'm not sure if it's helping you or not, but I think it's really fun. You can turn off the sound, so if you don't like my song, okay? And just try to make it as far as you can, okay? And most of all, enjoy. Enjoy. Last time. 100% effort. Ready? Let's go. So, thank you guys for joining this class. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have some parts that you can actually use and learn maybe something new which you didn't know already. That would make me really happy. Remember, I provide feedback. You can send me videos. I am here for you. And you can ask me anything, okay? And if you're finishing your workout with me, please use the cool down video I sent you. If you're continuing to work out, fantastic. Keep going, train your both sides. And of course, overall, have a wonderful day. Have fun at your workouts. Most of all, have fun with everything what you're doing. Enjoy, okay? Stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you so much for joining this class.